Oh my God, it even worked. So, well, maybe it worked. It says we're live anyway. Previously, we've had problems with it not actually going live, but it'll record it. So, I'm Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, and today we're going to be gaming with some of our fans, and we're going to be running the Maze of Mandoon, and by we, I guess I mean me. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by, you guys want to just say your names and the character you're playing?
Fair enough. I guess I'll start. My name is Jason. My character's name is Hangout. He is a monk. He trained in how to fight, but he likes to perform. He likes to show off and necessarily make the best decisions in battle because he's more apt to show off.
Cool. Mike?
My name's Michael, playing Maliko, barbarian human. So far, I don't know what he's going to do.
Ludwig?
I'm Lodewijk from Belgium, and my character is called Eofel, a half Eladrin who dabbled in wizardry and who is also a warlock. And because the elves of Evermeet didn't like it, I was thrown out. So now I'm wandering the world of Faerun.
All right. Now, last but not least, my man Ty.
I'm Ty. I'm playing Wes Sperling, who is generally called Doc by most people who know them. He's a rogue. He's kind of a rogue. He's a slightly reskinned rogue and a fighter. He was a military surgeon, so a lot of his rogue skills were not from any rogue training. It's just he knows how to kill people real well because he knows lots of things about the body, so to speak.
Awesome. So we are going to be playing the Maze of Mandoon today, and it's actually printed out. And I hardly ever run anything with so much material to it. And the reason for that is you guys will actually be able to pick this up at nerdarchy.com at our RPG store. There's a link in the description below if anybody's interested. But with that, let's get started. So the four of you are all traveling. It can be together, it can be separate, it can be in groups. Does not matter. You know, you're on the road from or to a specific town. The coincidence, it just happens to be the same one. When you get caught in a thunderstorm. This is no normal thunderstorm, which becomes apparent right away. And, you know, it's preceded with the changing of the sky. It darkens, it gets bright, it's become streaked through with rainbow-like colors. It goes from green to purple to blue, and then the wind begins to howl. And when I say howl, I mean literally. You hear voices upon it. You hear the sounds of wild beasts and creatures. And this all precedes the fall of the rain. And, you know, at first it's just begins to drizzle, and then it increases in volume until fat raindrops are bouncing off of you, pelting off of your cloak, seeping into your clothing. As soon as you get hit by this water, it just feels off and wrong. It feels oily to the touch wherever you have exposed flesh, and it offends you deeply. It gives you an unclean feeling, and immediately, more than likely, you begin wanting to get out of this. It begins to irritate your skin. Doesn't take long, and with that, the wind can constantly is switching directions. At some points, it feels like it's blowing up. Sometimes it feels like it's blowing in all different directions. You'll hear a peal of thunder, and instead of hearing what you're used to, you hear cackling and laughter on the wind. You'll hear the cries of wild beasts and babies. The whole thing is a ride on your senses, and you find it very disturbing. When you look around on the road, you don't see any shelter, but what you do see are some wayfinder markings. Anyone who's done any traveling are familiar with these. Woodsmen's, rangers, druids, they will set up little way stations where there's usually a place to get out of the weather and provisions. And you can either head for that or you can stay on the road.
I don't like getting my bright, colorful costumes wet. I'm going into immediately one of those wayfinder shelters.
I'm following.
I happen to have a riding horse. I don't guess there's a little stable on the side or anything, is there?
There is not.
We could eat it.
You're not
It's
eating
brute
my
horse. Probably not good inside wayfinder.
So when you travel off the road, it doesn't take long at all. Within 15 minutes, you find which looks like to be a hill that has been hollowed out. With some difficulty, you might actually be able to get the horse in. There's enough room where easily 10 people could fit in here, so it would be cramped and uncomfortable and smelly, but you could bring the horse in if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I'll drop down and try to pull him in there. I figured this weather is freaking him out some.
It actually is, and it's actually much easier to get the horse through than you would have thought. And clearly, it is so disturbed by the weather that it is willing to pretty much go anywhere to get out of it.
Okay.
And not only that, as you guys got closer to this little dwelling, the rain on your skin as it would seep through your clothing actually burns your skin. It doesn't do damage, but it's slightly above an irritant at that point.
It's extremely unfortunate because I'm only wearing a kilt.
Yes, so it does not feel good, but I'm sure you're a battle-hardened barbarian, and you're kind of able to shrug it off and try and ignore it, but it's still, you find it disturbing. Once you get inside here, there's a fire pit. There's ventilation for it. You see cords of wood stocked up off to one side. It's round in appearance. Like I said, you could easily fit 10 to a dozen people in here. You also find there's blankets, there's jugs of water that are full, along with a pot that is next to it, clearly for boiling. And there's also dry rations. There's currently enough food in here probably to feed 6 people for about 3 days.
Well, someone's prepared.
But why do we have panicked horse inside the building?
So that we don't have panicked horse outside of building.
I do not want kicked by beast.
Intern is not going to kick you.
Guys, I'll kick him back.
If he bites you, are you going to bite him back?
No, I punch him indeed.
No.
Well,
So-
I guess I will
I will
start
try to
making the fire and boiling some water.
I will try to keep my horse on the other side of the room away from you.
Thank you.
So with that, there's a door that's on this dwelling, and actually there's a bar on it. So if you wanted to lock yourself in, you could.
Lock self in a room with strangers.
So well, anybody can remove the bar. So it's not. It's just a
Fair
wooden
enough.
bar that goes across. You find it relatively cozy in here. So
Even with the horse?
even with the horse only takes up the place of maybe 3-4 people. So you could still cram a couple more in here if you had to.
And the horse makes it warmer.
That's true.
It certainly will. Although there is no feed for the horse, so he's kind of stuck for now.
I've got some. Horse feed.
So, are you guys going with? You've been traveling together, or you just ran into each other on the road? Would you like to describe your characters?
Oh, well, my character, being an exile, is just now wandering through Faerun and is trying to experience a bit of everything. He likes to meet new people, new towns, new cultures, and the like. So he mostly goes on travel with caravans alone, but mostly with caravans and other people to meet them and make acquaintances. And that's how he ended up here.
My character, he's shortish, short cropped hair, corded muscle, but you can see that he's wearing clothes that are probably inappropriately cold. They're bright red with gold trim. They're a little bit billowier than he needs. Obviously, he's out there to get attention with his clothes and his performance. He has what seems to be a sword that's too thin at his side, and a spear that seems to be of reasonable construction.
Maliko's, go ahead. Maliko's 6.5 feet tall, 200 and some odd pounds. Like I said, wearing pretty much just a kilt, and's got a backpack full to bulging with who knows what, but it rattles like crazy. Brown hair, green eyes, scars all over the place from fighting, and if you watch him closely, you'll notice he kind of caresses and speaks softly to his battle axe.
Okay. My character, Doc, is a very average-looking human. He's probably in his 30s, say mid-30s, short, cropped hair. He wears a breastplate and 2 short swords. And there's a few daggers sticking out here and there, one in his back, one sticking out of a boot. And then he's got his horse, which is named Intern. And there's saddlebags on Intern's back, and the saddlebags are bulging with all kinds of little kits and packs and different things. And who was it that was whispering to their axe? Was it Malika?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the barbarian.
Yeah. Did you name your axe?
No. I'm concerned at this point that your horse may actually be an intern polymorphed by mistake.
So we have the disturbing barbarian talking to his axe, and the possible intern that was polymorphed into a horse. Excellent. So with that, the storm rages without. You just hear this small structure being hammered by the wind. You hear these inhuman, strange sounds, disturbing and haunting. But with that, as you guys spend some time in here, you're able to get some fresh water and to get something in your bellies. You start to feel a great lethargy come over you. I know some of you guys are half elven, and
Yes.
Are you elven, Jason?
No.
Myself, no human.
Human. Okay, so just a half elf. Okay, so you watch the other 3 get sleepy. You can just see it in their bodies begin to relax, and they're sometimes in mid conversation they'll go to say something, drift off, and then wake back up until one by one they all fall asleep.
I'll just straight up pass out.
And then with that, Ludwig, even your character begins to feel the lethargy come over you, but you know instantly that it's some kind of magic, and sleep magic does not work on elves, and
Yes,
that's when
indeed.
that is when you black out.
Nice.
See, that doesn't work. Like it.
So the next thing any of you recognize or are aware of is a rustling sound. And those of you that are asleep awaken and the half-elf regains consciousness, and you're sitting in a wide path. It's about 10 feet wide. On either side of you is nothing but greenery, and the trail goes on forever in either direction. Looking up, you see tall hedgerows of the most vibrant green you've ever seen. Upon it are thorns and leaves, and they seem to glisten with that same kind of sheen the rain had. The thorns are wickedly barbed and 3 to 6 inches long. The hedgerow goes up and up, easily as tall as 2-3 men standing on top of each other's shoulders. But the most disturbing thing that you notice is waving in the air like serpents are these thick tendrils of vines covered with those thorns, but they almost remind you of tentacles as they adorn the top of these walls or these hedgerows and wave through the air. You can smell a sickly sweet smell, almost like the smell of vegetation rotting, faintly as you awaken, and there's also an earthy smell to it as well.
Do we see the sky?
Did we fall asleep outside? I don't recall falling asleep here. I'm all for ghosts, but who moved me in the middle of my sleep?
First, I check for weapons and armor.
Is horse here?
The horse is not there. Everything else is.
Intern has taken vacation.
All your gear is right where you left it. If you had used any of the blankets or anything to sleep with, that is with you as well. The sky, there is a sky, and you do see a sky, but it just looks wrong. Instead of being blue, it is a sickly green color streaked through with a pinkness to it, almost like if you've ever seen blood watered down.
Okay, before I fell asleep, I didn't say so, but did I happen to take the saddlebags off of the horse?
It's up to you. I mean, if that's something you would have normally done as soon as bringing the horse in.
I don't think I sleep with saddlebags.
Probably if we were going to sleep, and the reason I ask is because all my healer's kits and everything were in the saddlebags.
Now, I would absolutely say you would have done it. I mean, you guys are all playing 5th level characters, so you've been around the block a little bit. You're not exactly newbies, so
okay.
If you have a horse, you know how to maintain your horse.
Okay, so I've got my saddlebags with my gear in it. Okay.
Yes.
You better have strong back.
Well, fortunately, saddlebags aren't too bad to throw over your shoulder. But yeah, so for my DMing style, like as long as it's something reasonable your characters would have done, as players we don't think of everything, and we've never probably adventured, so. So what are you guys doing?
Shall we go down endless trail, say that way?
I don't think we have a choice. Well, other than to just sit here and die.
Oh, sit here and die. Good option. I suggest you try that option.
Do I have...
Rather tough-looking barbarian will go this way.
Okay.
Do I have 10 minutes?
10 minutes? Sure.
Because I would like to make a ritual and cast Detect Magic to see if our transmutation is magical or not in nature.
Okay. So you guys gonna wait for the half-elf to weave his magic?
I will, but I'm going to mutter to myself about sleepwalking again.
I will meditate while you perform your ritual.
It's only 10 minutes.
I'll stand guard.
Okay, so he goes through his arcane ritual, laying out all of his implements and chanting and gesturing, and then your spell takes hold. You said detect magic?
Yes.
Okay, so pretty much everything around you glows with magic.
And what kind? What school? Any school?
It would probably be transmutation.
Alright.
And it's very strong, almost overpowering.
Oh.
So, sir, you have finished your ritual.
Yes,
You have
indeed.
explanation for pink sky?
Well, apparently, someone used quite some magic to change the entire atmosphere or even reality. It's quite badass magic, I have to admit. Even for a half-elf.
Wouldn't it make more sense for them to have just moved us somewhere?
Why use big ass magic to pick person up when they're sleeping?
I don't know. Not a clue.
I think best option is still walk. I'm gonna go this way.
I will follow.
Okay.
Sure.
Making
I'm
no
following
attempt to be
also.
quiet at all.
So you guys actually spend, however long you would want to keep moving before you decide to stop. But it goes on for a while, and then there's some twists, there's some turns, there's actually some intersections you come to. And, you've all probably done a bit of exploring, and you use that skill set to try and figure out the best path. And several times you even double back. And when you do, you realize things are not always the same. You've probably tried things like marking the ground or the wall or something along those lines. Always when you come back to your marks, they're gone or changed. And nothing changes for hours when you're doing this. It becomes this monotony, and it can even wear on a man's sanity.
I'm screwed.
Have we heard anything like water sources, like running water or animals, or?
Every once in a while, you will hear noises, and then like when you try and track them down, they either move, they're gone, they change. It so happens that right now you've actually come to something's a little bit different than anything you've found so far.
The monotony is broken. Yes.
The before you opens up into an oblong chamber, or maybe it's just a fattening of the tunnel. But in the center of this chamber, there's a tree growing. It only grows to just below the top of the walls, and around it there's a circle of stones. 8 stones. The chamber itself is probably, if you had to guess, you'd say it was 50 feet across or so, and it's very long, over 100 feet in length, and it tapers where you're at, gets wider, then tapers again. And this is one of the biggest changes you've actually seen throughout.
Well, now we have tiny tree with stones. Sir, do you want to take a look at it and see if it has magical stones? Or shall we assume they're stones, have a sit, and figure out maybe a new plan? My legs are tired.
So though the tree is kind of short by tree standards, I mean it still looks to be easily 20 feet high, and it's very thick and almost looks squat. And from here you start to hear noises within the branches, like a rustling, something moving.
Gonna pull out my longbow.
I drop my backpack, and my spear, and I hold up my rather flimsy sword.
I just stand there and watch.
So as you guys do that, you're preparing your stuff, you're dropping your packs, pulling out weapons. One by one, like leaves falling from the tree, flutters down these creatures. They look like hairless, emaciated, winged monkeys to you.
It's so cute.
On closer inspection, you can see the tiny black scales all over their bodies, the glowing yellow eyes. Their fingers end in short claws or talons. They have small muzzled mouths, and they look they look similar to a kobold if any of you've ever seen one before. Their appearance is slightly different, and as they begin to hit the ground, they land on all fours and begin sniffing in the air, almost like hounds trying to catch the scent. And they begin to mutter as one. It's a little eerie because as they speak, their words, they all speak the same words at the same time, almost with one voice, but many throats. And oh, so hungry. Food. We're so hungry.
Yeah,
and
now I drop my bags.
They begin, spreading out and kind of pawing at the ground and looking at you warily. When the final one falls, there's a dozen of them before you, and when you look in their eyes, they look a little crazy, a little insane. Like maybe they've been here too long, and you can as they get closer, you can easily count their ribs. Right now, they're probably a good 30 feet away from you, and they're still muttering.
Everyone has those creature food.
I would like to pull some food and carefully give it to them.
No.
You can't feed the animals.
Yeah. I take out one of my swords and I point back the way we came and said, "Hey, there was a whole bunch of food that direction."
And so they all turn to you and look at you quizzically. Food, so hungry. It's been so long since we have the foods. Please, so very hungry. Been so long here.
Follow the path, and there's food.
If you go far enough, there's a horse named Intern.
So they begin moving towards the path that you direct them to, and they're still like sniffing the ground and sniffing the air, pawing at the ground. Though they're humanoid in form, their actions seem very more animalistic.
Yes, food is that way. And with former horse. It's correct, that way.
So they kind of like begin to file past you guys if you let them get to the way you've pointed. And when the lead two get to the actual pathway, they go to stick their heads through the entranceway, and they kind of like they shy back almost like they were burnt or something something caused them pain. We can't leave here. We just want the foods. And the lead ones are kind of like pawing at the air, almost like you would like feeling heat from a stove or something, but not actually touching it. And they have
Does our path continue on the other side of the tree anywhere?
It does. The chamber actually tapers out and then back in, so it's oblong in shape.
I'm going to slowly start moving that direction and look at my companions and say, kind of throw my arms up and say, I don't see any reason to fight these guys unless we have to.
Fight is an option? Let's go that way. I agree.
Well, with that, they're advancing on you guys, still pawing at the ground, still begging for food. Just a few bites.
Grab backpack and throw out my dried, my cheese and some dry jerky onto the ground. 1 day's worth.
And I do the same.
Okay, so they split up into small groups. One going to the one pile of rations, and the other going to the other. And it's a little disturbing to watch them eat. It's like a piranha feeding frenzy, and you're pretty sure some of them got bit, accidentally, and within seconds that food is gone.
Hmm.
And let me guess, they're still hungry.
And
Yeah.
they're looking for more.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. You threw the food, and then what did you guys do?
Ran.
Backing up towards deeper into the trail.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I heard one person said run.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, so you run, and you're like 60 feet away now. The rest of you
Yay.
guys are kind of backing away cautiously, or 30 feet away.
Mm.
I'll
And-
point the longbow and cover their retreat.
So almost as if you see them all fling themselves into the air, stretch out their wings, hear a popping sound as their wings catch the air, and they begin soaring towards you, though they never crest the top of the wall when they do. And you can see there is literally nothing left of that food you threw out, including any wrappings or that it may have been contained in. Everything is completely gone.
Whoa.
So now we'll go to an initiative order to determine what you guys want to do. Because they're advancing, still clamoring for more food.
Did that roll show up on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So apparently I have
A 7.
10.
I have an 18.
I got a 6.
Let's see. And I am turning on Dice Stream. I should have probably did that earlier.
Yeah.
But I was telling Mike earlier that I like to wait just in case. For some reason, Dice Stream can be kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
And if other people haven't used it before, they can't open it if it's not opened for them already. And what are you doing, Dice Stream? So, I don't know. Dice Stream is taking his time. Hey, Jason, drop a d20 for me. You can roll for me.
And so it was rolled.
Okay. All right. So they go at a 12. What was in? If you guys want to just drop the initiative into the chat.
Oh, how do I do that?
There's a little blue box. It looks like a bubble on the left-hand corner.
Oh, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a 23. What are you doing?
I guess I will shoot at them if I can find the dice stream again. There it is. Do you want me to just roll both attacks at once?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Alright, so it looks like neither one of them probably hit. I'm only looking at 12 and a 9.
Okay, on the dice, or is that with...
That's with modifiers.
Okay. Yeah, they're not wearing any armor, but they just kind of move out of the way. And when you actually attack and use the bow...
Yes.
So when you actually attack them, they look kind of like offended or like you hurt their feelings.
Oh, they have feelings.
Oh no.
That's fascinating.
They have the feels.
And but they easily move out of the way of your warning shots.
That's all they were. I wasn't trying to hit them or anything.
So 18.
Yes. Well, my total hit points are not so high, so I will use my Eldritch Invocation to cast Fiendish Vigor. And I get 3 plus 4, 7 temporary hit points. That's my action.
Okay. Okay, so with that, now they look a little angry for the first time, and the madness you see in their eyes turns a little scary, and they are focused on Maliko.
Ruh-roh.
As you're the one that just shot at them. So 6 of them drop to the ground in front of you guys. But the other 6 stay flying, and you see them pull out of a sack that's tied around their waist rocks. And the ones that land in front of you guys pull out clubs from the sack, little wooden sticks. And the ones with the rocks begin to drop them over top of the barbarian.
Sticks and stones hurt my feelings too.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, why don't you roll me 6 d20s?
Whoa.
They all suck.
Yeah. So he looks like he did pretty well by you.
Thanks, Jason.
Yes, randomly generated numbers.
Does a 16 hit you?
No.
Okay. So they all actually missed.
Oh, wait, actually, the 16 would hit me because if I have the bow in my hand, I'm not having the shield.
Okay. But a 13 is going to miss, right?
Correct.
All right. So you dance around this rain of rocks with only one of them hitting you, and then one of them actually hit one of the other winged creatures.
Nice.
So roll me a d4, Jason. All right, so you are going to take 4 points of damage from the falling rock, and roll me a second one. So another 4. And so they all scream with one voice in pain, including the one that dropped the rock. And
you hurt one, you hurt all.
And clutch their heads. And now they look absolutely maddened. Like before they looked a little insane in the eyes, now they look absolutely crazy. They're salivating, they're drooling, they're screaming, "Oh, we wanted the foods. We were travelers too, like you once."
Well, I am going to drop my put my sword back in its scabbard and put my spear down on the ground and kind of just hold my hands up, kind of in a pleading position. And then they're going, I'm cool, and holding my attack.
Okay. So you're holding your attack. When you do that, the 6 that are on the ground, they begin to rush forward towards you guys.
Oh.
Now we take the foods. Now we make you the foods.
No. If they're within striking range, I would love to punch one right in the face.
Okay, you can easily do that.
All right, so I'm going to use the standard 2 punches I get to block out. So 1, just straight punch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have plus, right here, plus 6 on both of those. So that puts me at 20 for each.
Yeah, easily. They essentially run into your fist.
So the one that's there, I get to do the 8 damage. My fifth, so fury. So d6. So d6 plus 3. So let's just go back here so you can see it happening. So 2d6 plus 6. So that is 8 plus 6, 14 points of damage.
Okay, so you for the for both attacks or the first one?
That's for both attacks.
All right, give them to me one at a time, please.
Oh, sorry. So it was 5 plus 3 is 8 for the first one. And,
Okay.
it was 8 for the first one, and then 6 for the second one.
Okay, so on that first one, you actually drop it, and you can describe how you want to drop it if you like.
So it comes up, it comes up with its snouts right there. Wham! Palm right to its nose, shove its nose deep into its skull while it collapses and hits the ground, bleeding from its face profusely.
It falls straight back, arms and legs sprayed, lands on its back, wings spread out, and just begins to twitch on the ground before it gasps its last breath. The other one, for 6 points of damage, you slammed into its chest, and you felt things cave in when you did that, and it staggers back, but it's still on its feet, gasping for air.
They can be hurt. Hit them hard.
Then we had Ty. You have not gone yet.
Okay, I'll step up to one of them, pull out 2 short swords, and I'm basically going to try to decapitate this thing. Just bring the swords across each other, across this thing's throat, with a regular attack and a offhand attack. Oh, yeah, I got a 23 and a 25.
Okay. They will hit easily.
The first one did 8 points of damage, and the other one did 6 points of damage.
Okay, so 8 points of damage is definitely enough to kill one of these things. And you may describe it if you like.
Like I said, I was crossing the swords in the air at the throat, so they both sort of cleave through the neck at the same time, and then this thing's head pops off, falls to the ground, the body stumbles back, headless, and drops. And I'm sure whatever they have for blood sprays all over the place.
Black ichor like a fountain.
And I'll point at it and go, food.
So you say that, and they look to their fallen comrades skeptically, and you can see there's barely any meat on these things at all. So with that, the 4 that are still up on the ground, they lunge at 2 of you. My dice are on the other side of the room. I don't know why dice stream's not working for me. Hey, Jason, give me 2d6 real quick.
3 and a 2.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Give me 2d20. Oh, nice. So 2 of them with fury in their eyes lunge at Maliko, with their clubs raised in the air, talon fingers outstretched, seeking to grab purchase on you so they can wail on you with their clubs, and they've failed miserably. Roll a die 6 for me. So one gets in front of the other one at the last moment, and it totally brains it with its club. Its face slams into your chest, Maliko, bouncing off of it, and its skull is completely shattered, and it just kind of like slides down you. as the other one looks at it and looks at you, and looks a little distressed.
I'm going to. Oh, go ahead.
Give me 2 more D20, Jason.
I'm gonna flex and make my pec muscles go up and down.
Nice. You're fired.
I don't know. There you go.
So 2 more of them come throw themselves at you, and they hit. They hit it. Well, the 7 is definitely not going to hit. What about a 12?
On Maliko?
No, on Jason,
Okay.
on Hung.
Of the month?
Yes.
No, his defense is 16. AC 16.
Yeah. So you easily move out of the way, block parry,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were back at the top of the order.
All right. So is there one still standing directly in front of me?
Yes, there is. The one that just smushed one against you.
All right. I don't really want to shoot with my bow with him there, so I'm gonna try and punt him into one and flying in the air.
Okay.
Let's see here. Roll. Got a 17 on the die.
Okay. Well, that will definitely hit. So you're going with a kick?
Yeah, I'm just freaking trying to kick him into one that's already flying in the air.
Punt field goal.
Okay. So all right. So what's your strength modifier?
+4.
Okay. So you're gonna do 5 points of damage to it, and you definitely hear things crunch as your foot slams into this thing. Give me a athletics check.
Okay.
Not a bad kick for amateur.
Jason, give me a D20.
Athletics is +7, so 15, 22.
Okay, so you do punt it into the air, and it goes a good 10 feet before its wings pop out and catch it. It does not fly into the other ones, but it was pretty close.
I glare at it.
Almost.
Fel, you're up.
Are there any in melee range with me or not?
Yes, there is 4 of them on the 3 of them on the ground now.
So if I move, I risk an attack of opportunity.
And no, they're not engaged with you.
Well, in that case, I go backwards 30 feet, and then one of them may make a dexterity saving throw. 14.
All right, roll a die for me, Jason. You're my designated roller.
All right. I have a purpose. I don't generate the numbers. I'm clicking the buttons. That's like how many critical ones? Interesting. Fair enough.
Okay, so that's a failed saving throw.
Yes, indeed. Well, he's getting 10 radiant damage from a sacred flame.
Okay, so this thing literally just combusts with holy fire.
Nice. And that's it.
Okay, what do we got here? So that brings us to you, Jason.
All right. So I will...
Never mind. It's their turn.
Oh.
So there's 3 on the ground, and there's 7. Well, no, there was 3 on the ground. There's 2 on the ground and 7 in the air now.
So do you want 70? Do you want 2 to the ground right now?
Yeah, give me the 2. Give me a D6. Yeah, they're both in front of you. So yeah, give me 2d20. I'll let you decide your own fate.
Okay, now there's the critical hit on me. Fair enough. That hits. Yeah.
So you easily block the one and dodge out of the way, but unfortunately you dodged right into the other one. Give me 2d6.
Well, not so bad.
Nice low numbers.
All right, so you're going to take 6 points of damage as you actually do block the blow, but the shock of it was much stronger than you anticipated. So you feel it a little bit. That's going to sting.
So I've got a club to the wrist. Ugh. All right. And the people in the sky, 7d20?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, so we got rid of some of those bad rolls.
So, yeah.
All right, so 3 of them are going to hit the barbarian, I'm thinking.
Yep.
Okay. That is so I don't think a 12 is going to hit you, Doc.
No.
Okay, so the 12 misses you, Doc. And what about a 22?
Yeah, that would hit me.
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah, my dragon armor.
Yeah. 14, does that hit you?
No.
Okay. And I'm going to assume a 6 does not hit the half-elf, as one of them kind of broke off.
Nope.
So they're all dropping rocks. I need 5d6. Or no, 4d6, I'm sorry.
Ooh,
Alright, so
19.
So the barbarian, I think, is going to be feeling that, which is 12, 22, 26 points of damage to the barbarian.
Wow.
Are they singing "We Will Rock You"?
They're absolutely singing we will rock you. And then Doc takes 8 points of damage.
At least they're not singing "Another One Bites the Dust."
Yet.
Yeah. So, all right. So I actually was looking at the wrong damage die, so I'm just going to reduce the number by some. So for
5, 4, 5, 5.
yeah. So for you, Michael, just knock 4 points off of that,
Okay.
and Ty, you can just knock 1 point off.
Okay.
All right. With that, you guys are up. The ground is littered with stones now.
So there's 2 left on the ground that are accessed easily.
Yes.
So I'm going to go, and I have 2 attacks plus my my empty-handed, which are all going to be empty-handed. I'm going to wail on the first one, and if it becomes available, I'm going to go over and give a side kick to the second one.
Okay.
I'm going to, so it'll be, should I roll all 3 at once, or?
Yeah, you can run all at the same time.
And 1, 2, 3. Ew.
Oh man.
So 10, 7, and 14.
All right, so the 10 is going to miss. The 1, give me a dex save.
Okay, so we're under the 14, and now roll 1.
Oh man.
Okay, so you go to attack the one in front of you. It dodges. So you go for a spinning kick on it. You spin too far, and actually trip over one of the fallen rocks, and you're now prone.
Ah, prone. Excellent. So I guess do I need bonus action to get back up? No.
You do have the movement, so you can spend half your movement and get up, but you're not going to be able to get out your last attack.
I get up as fashionably cool as I can. Look like I meant to fall down as part of the style, and get back up. Battle ready.
Nice, drunken monk.
Yes, yes.
Rock and roll monk.
Yeah. All right, and that brings us to Ty. Doc.
Doc, seeing one of his companions go down, but then nimbly jump back up, will think he needs help and will run over, and I will make one attack on the guy that tripped about. Sort of. Hey, that's a natural 20
Nice.
for 9 points of damage. And does he go down?
He absolutely does.
Then I want to make my offhand attack on his buddy. That would be a 21. So that's 5 points of damage.
You got him like a fish.
And I didn't fall down doing it.
The digs are real. So, with that, it brings us back to the barbarian.
I believe there's none standing in front of me anymore, correct?
Nope, there are 7 of them hovering in the air, about 20
Alright.
feet up.
I will shoot at the one that I punted first,
Okay.
and then if he goes down, I will shoot at another one. So I got a crap. +6, so 21 to hit, and then only an 8.
All right, so the 21 hits easily.
Okay. 4, I think that's a 6, so 9 damage to the one I punted already.
Okay, your arrow goes straight up underneath of its jaw, and it's now sticking out the top of its skull. And you actually have to take a couple steps to your left so it doesn't land on you.
As I do, I stick my tongue out at it.
Very barbaric thing to do.
Fascinating.
And from the sky they cackle, "Curses you, curses!"
I'll bend over and flip up my kilt to show him my.
Classic. I've heard the morale. Do morale rolls? That still a thing?
I'm not healing that.
They start looking at him with a loving look in their eye.
Food!
Sausages. So, with that brings us to the half-elf.
Yes, well, one is engaged with me. I will use my bonus action for Shillelagh on my.
No, it's not actually engaged with you. It's in the air.
Ah, it's in the air.
Yes.
Would I reach it with a staff?
With a staff? No, it's 20 feet.
Oh, it's 20 feet. Oh.
Somewhere between 15 and 20.
Well, in that case, I will throw a fireball at him. Oh. Fireball.
Fireball!
No, firebolt.
That sounds better. That's kind of drastic.
Oh,
I
well.
would like the nuke going off in the middle, though. That would be nice.
8 plus 6, that makes 14.
It does.
It does.
You catch it square in the chest.
Well, in that case, a meager 8 fire damage.
Well, when you hit it with the firebolt in its chest, the fire actually hits its chest and then spreads up and down its whole entire body, incinerating the thing. It screams and squeals. They all do, as if they've all just been lit on fire. Then it plummets from the sky. You also end up having to step out of the way to make sure it doesn't land on you.
Do I have to roll?
No. Not unless you really want to.
No, thank you.
Dramatic flair.
So with that, there's just the 6 of them left in the sky, and you see them reach into their sack one final time, and the sack looks greatly diminished, as if maybe they're running out of rocks. And so for the three of you guys that are clustered together, they're just going to, each of them is going to, there's two of them that are going to drop one rock on each of you. So do your job, Jason.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
So we have 22. I'm just going across as you guys appear to me. So Mike, 22, 18. I'm going to assume the 22 is probably going to hit. Do we still have Mike?
Sorry, yeah, the 18 hits as well.
Okay. And then, so give me 2d4. All right, so that is going to be 10 points of damage.
That's better. When you said 22, I automatically took that off of health, not to hit, so I'm not crying as bad.
Yeah. So, Jason, a rock lands at your foot, just missing it. Another one, 17, does that hit?
17 hits.
Okay, it is a missile weapon, too, so...
Well, I get to use my catch it. So
Yes.
I will roll a d10 to reflect that thing, and it exceeds the damage, correct? So the damage here is, let's roll 1 here. The damage is 5.
Okay, so the damage would be 6.
6. And I exceeded it, so I caught it. I would like to expend 1 key point to hop the thing right back at it.
Okay.
So I just roll a d20.
Yes.
You can do it.
Plus 6 is 15.
That will absolutely hit.
All right, so it does 1d. It does my monk damage, so it's 1d6.
Yes.
So it's 5 plus 3, which is 8.
Okay, so one of them throws a rock at you, and as it comes in, it's coming in right for your face, and you just bring up a leg and kick the rock right back at it, and the rock catches it right under the chin, breaking its neck.
There's the flare.
I golf clap.
Yeah. With that, 22 and an 8 on you, Ty.
The 22 will hit.
All right, so we just need another die 4 for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
So rock bounces off your shoulder. And you are up, Jason.
I will take some of my sharpened darts from underneath my sash, and I shall throw. There's 4 remaining in the air. I shall huck 2 to one and 1 to another. So I will do the first 2 to one. The second one will be to the third one to another one. Oh, I can imagine with a critical hit, a 16 and a 24 all hit.
They all hit.
And so they're d6s, so the first 2. So I'm assuming the first one's gone.
Yeah, the first one actually, it actually goes through its throat and slashes through. Give me a d20. And it keeps flying and impales the next one as well. So 2 of them come falling from the sky.
And the last one will receive loving 6 points of damage.
Okay, which drops another one, and you actually still have 1 more attack. You killed 2 with a 1 shot.
Oh, so the last one here was a 6, okay. And I'll roll that. And I get another 6 points of damage.
Okay, so 2 more, with that, you throw 3 darts, and they find 4 targets.
Excellent. So they all crumble, so that leaves what? None left.
There should be
2.
There should be 2 left in the sky.
2 left in the sky. Well, I think we're doing okay. Do you guys care to surrender?
They scream in rage, and they kind of look around. They look like they want to survive. They look like they want to run away, but they don't feel like they have anywhere to run to. They had they had the look in their eyes if you would see in a cornered animal.
So now, oh, that's my turn. I look rather smug.
You made up for the falling.
Yeah, well, it was planned and cool.
It was a feint,
Yeah.
very elaborate feint.
Yes.
You're up, Ty. What are you doing?
Okay, bonus action real quick. I'm going to use my second wind to get back some hit points. Oh, that's nice. Back up to full now. And then for my regular action, I'm going to put my swords away, reach down and grab one of the mini rocks that's been dropped on us, and I'm going to relive my long ago college hacky sack days. Throw the rock up in the air and try to kick it at one of these things. Hey, if the monk can do it, I can do it.
You know, skip that whole years of training under masters and just, yeah, I can do it.
I got an 18.
I think that will do it.
Apparently, training's not necessary.
You must just worship the dice gods.
So what is it, a D4?
Yeah, D4 plus your strength.
Just 3 points of damage.
Okay, so that catches one in the knee and it yelps in pain.
Is his adventuring career over?
It might be.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him, he's not much of an adventurer, more of a monster. So that lives on. He's not dead, and he's the last one. It's just there's just the two of them left. So, Mike, you're up.
All right, I'll try shooting him again. Hey, looks like I got a 17 and a way more than that. I think that's a 25.
Okay, they both hit.
Okay, and 2d8. Looks like a 10 and an 8 for damage.
Okay, so you skewer them both, and the last of them fall. So scattered around you now are these dead, emaciated-looking creatures.
Should rearrange their bodies and then word food.
Well, that was not good. So, what do we do now? Do we get by a tree? They claim they were former adventurers like us.
So, yeah, if you guys have a little more time to kind of look around, and you do see, like stashed near the rocks some remains. So it looks like other people have tried coming through here, not with less success. But it's old. They look really old though.
Any gear that looks worth going through?
Anything that's metal has kind of rusted. Anything that's made of cloth or leather is dry rotted.
Really long time then.
Yes.
Does anyone need some healing?
Either that or I was going to chug a few health potions.
There is the sacks that they were carrying.
Ooh, sick.
We can look through them. I'm not expecting much.
I'm not putting my hands on these things.
They're spread out amongst the dozen of them. You do find coins, and they're oddly shaped, and they look to be of an odd mint.
Can I do an investigation on this?
You can either investigation or if anyone has knowledge history.
Yes, I do. Nope. I don't think a 5 will do it.
No. You just know that they appear to be old. With that, there's 103 copper pieces, 89 silver, and 7 gold.
whoever it was that needed healing, I'll go over and break out a healer's kit, and I'll give you 11 hit points back.
I thank you profusely.
You're welcome.
Healing that man who flashes blood at enemies. That's an odd style. Where did you learn that?
What?
No, flashing blood at enemy to enrage them, to make them vulnerable to attack.
Your mic is a little staticky.
Yeah, I'm not hearing.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a little like that on and off for whatever reason. But so, what are you guys doing?
I'm going back to the tree.
Okay, so the tree also looks very old.
I touch it.
It feels like it feels like like a tree, like it should. On further investigating, like the soil doesn't look great. It doesn't look like it would have been nourished that well. But it seems to be doing pretty good considering. There's no like real sunlight coming through, and the tree looks very, very old, and it's weird that it hasn't grown beyond the top of the hedgerows as well.
So basically, it's a tree that shouldn't be able to grow here.
Probably not. Although, from what you guys have seen so far, this place doesn't seem to follow the normal laws of nature.
I knock on the tree.
It makes the sound of hitting a tree.
And your knuckles hurt.
Yeah, it's a rough bark.
It's a rough bark.
I'm gonna, Doc will go, I'm gonna start gathering up the bodies of our little enemies we killed, and I'm basically going to pile them around the tree.
Okay. So, when you do that, you see like roots, tendrils of roots, pop out of the ground and insert themselves into the bodies.
That is either very, very good or very, very bad. What the heck?
Mike, you have a face.
Yeah, my wife got home and showed me how to turn the stupid thing on.
he received adult supervision.
See if I can...
Yes, and so basically, like they make these things look like Slurpees.
I like Slurpees.
And they begin to like suck into themselves until these emaciated creatures are even more of husks than they were before.
Okay. Well, it's a form of ceremonial rites, I suppose.
Being consumed by a tree.
It's very green.
Yes, indeed.
I mean,
I can hear Elton John singing a song right now.
All right.
yeah, I'll give it all the bodies. What were there, a dozen of them?
There were.
Does the tree look any different after it's fed?
Nope, it looks the same.
I could water it.
Again, with your own unique style. I like it.
So, anyone else investigating anything else in here?
I will attempt to climb the tree to see if anything on the higher branches.
Okay, you easily climb the tree. It's got plenty of places to grab onto and handholds.
And anything like fruit or anything up there that we didn't see from the bottom, or it just looked like a tree?
It looks just like a tree to you.
Oh, it looks like a tree up close and up here. I will come back down.
Did you say there was a circle of stones around the trees?
There are 8 large stones.
Like Stonehenge stones, or just like big rocks on
Big
the ground?
rocks, boulders. They're nearly as tall as the creatures were.
Okay.
Are there signs on it? Sigils?
You actually, when you examine them, you do find one that has hash marks, like someone was marking something off. And if you go around, and on the inside of the rocks facing the tree are these hash marks, and on the one side, from the very top of the rock to the bottom of the rock, is completely filled with hash marks on them. Until going around until you finally get to the last rock, and it looks like someone did the same thing and then scratched it all out, almost like in anger or frustration.
What happens if I kneel and I recarve the signal, the sign, the sigil on the rock?
They're not actually sigils or signs. They're like hash marks, like someone was marking something off.
They're
Counting.
probably taking how many days they're probably stuck there before they got hungry.
Or how many days they were here.
Well, if there's nothing else, we've disposed of bodies. We have tree. We have no place to sleep unless you want to sleep where we murdered all the monsters. We've been walking for hours. Maybe we need a rest.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but the tree kind of ate the bodies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe sleeping around body-eating tree.
Well, our path.
I forgot that part. Yes.
Our path continues. We could move on. I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then rest.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason, can you do me a favor and drop a D4?
It's a 2. I have somehow lost my dice app. No.
Oh, that's all right. I feel your pain because mine refuses to work. I have it showing there. It just won't load for whatever reason. All right. So a 2, and give me a D20.
17.
Perfect. So when you guys are traipsing down the pathway, it isn't until the last moment that you kind of see something move out of the corner of your eye, Jason, and a huge beast-like creature slams into you.
Oh!
Whoa!
Kind of uses its momentum to run past. Who is in the vanguard?
In the back?
Yep.
Doc may have been back there.
So you could take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll swing at it with a short sword then. Yeah, I got a 25.
That will definitely hit.
For 8 points of damage. So I don't really know what I'm swinging at.
So, all right. So now you have a chance to take a look at what just ran by you. It easily is standing 8 foot tall. It is man-shaped and wearing a breastplate of dark steel. and in its paw-like hands is a great club, which is covered with thorny spikes. Instead of the head of a man, though, it has the head of a bull. And I need... Ty, why don't you roll for me 2d... what do I need? I need... roll for me 2d6 and 2d8.
All right. 1 and 2 and 8 and 5.
All right, so... All right, so that is going to hurt a little bit. So 14, 17, 23 points of damage
To me?
to the monk, and I'm going to need a strength saving throw.
Okay, so I am not healthy, and the strength saving throw is 21.
Okay, so you feel the force of the impact,
Oh yes.
and you're able to brace yourself at the last minute and kind of move with the energy and not get thrown. But, you know, you feel as though if had it been someone else, they would have gone flying.
Oh, this is not good. Okay, I am hurting. So, I think, well, you let me know. I probably need to start drinking some healing potions.
All right, so what are the rest of you doing?
Well,
Probably going into initiative, I guess.
All right, drop some initiatives for me.
Put into the thing here.
Yeah, the chat, that'll work.
It's funny, I had to...
Do you need me to drop one for the monsters?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
I rolled a 15. Great.
Okay.
I'm going to comment about how barbaric hit and run tactics are.
So, the 19 can go.
Oh, that would be me. Well, I am going to primarily quaff one of my healing potions. How much do I get to roll for the basic one?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2?
Yep, sounds about right.
That's 5 plus 2, 7 hit points. Yay! So, and do I get any other actions after that?
You have a bonus action and a move action.
It was a bonus action. I guess I can. It says you can do your attack action and take one swing at the damn thing. So mayhaps I will use my. Is drinking another potion a bonus action? Quaffing 2 in one round? Is that possible?
I think it's a standard, but I'll allow it. If that's all you're doing, I'll allow it.
That's all I'm doing. So I just stand there drinking my heart out, hoping for the best.
Okay.
While my wounds magically knit together. Oh, these are good.
Are you in need of more healing, or are you pretty good now?
I think I'm fair enough right now.
Okay.
Assuming there's another 24 points of damage flying my way.
Ludwig, your turn is... You are now up. What will you be doing?
well, that bull monster make a dexterity saving throw of 14.
All right, Ty, you want to roll that for me?
Okay. No!
Okay. So it does not make its dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Well, a bit of radiant wrath. 7 total.
All right, so it cascades down on its head and shoulders.
Oh,
and you hear a grunt. You hear a grunt with pain as you singe it with radiant power.
On
And
the bright side, all its
it
bandwidth is
keeps
gone.
going and ducks down to the left on a passage that you did not realize was there.
He's
What are you
ignoring
guys-
us.
What are you guys doing?
So he just ducked away.
He very much did duck away.
That thing is most unpleasant. I will. Shall we run or stay and fight?
Well, it may have hit you by accident. Maybe. No, I mean maybe it was running for something else.
It looked like felt like it was running for my spine.
All right. So do you want to chase after it and kill it then?
No, I do not want to tussle with that thing.
Okay.
But is there anywhere obvious to hide? Probably not, right? Just walls and that new alcove we just found. He popped out of.
Yeah, which is actually another passageway.
I'll run down to the alcove and look just to make sure like he kept going and isn't like just waiting around the corner for us or something.
You see that passageway extends like 30 feet and then turns another corner away from the direction you guys were going.
It's a maze.
Well, so what do you guys want to do? Go the way we had been going, or follow this new path, or something else?
Yeah, you actually have two new paths that you could follow. The one where the beast ran, or the one it popped out of.
This may be foolish, but he looked well fed. It probably has something that way that would that may be his cave or something that might be good for shelter, and maybe food and that water in that direction. Maybe following him isn't the worst idea.
I would agree with following him. My axe is telling me that I need to kill him.
The axe is telling you. Yeah, that's good. Yes, the axe gets a vote. Okay. Yes. Let us go this way. I will not take up the rear.
I would be fine with front or rear.
That's
I'll
what
be
your
from
axe
middle.
said.
That is what it said.
Well, I do have the healer's feet, so if you want, Jason, I can heal you with the use of my
If you have
medkit.
a nice, if you could, that'd be great. I'm a little under half my hit points.
Well, that makes. How many hit dice do you have? 5?
I have 5 hit points. I have 5 hit dice.
5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12.
12. I'm looking remarkably better. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I was going to say I could do the same, but you can't take it twice.
That's enough foul medicine and bandages for me. I think we can keep going.
So after wrapping up some bandages on you and a quick pep talk, you're feeling better.
Yes.
And so we're going after the Minotaur then, or whatever that thing was.
Bullhead.
Bullhead.
So you guys take up the chase, and you do not hear the sound of hooves striking the ground or the retreating of footsteps at all.
Huh.
What?
Already lost it. I am not very good at finding animals in forest. Anybody here good at tracking?
No.
Is that survival?
Yeah, that would be survival.
I will try, but.
I can't
Well-
tell you where we are, but I can tell you where we've been.
Does
Just
it 12 total? Does it?
What's that?
Does a 12 total, does it, on survival?
You pick up a trail.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, it was running. It wasn't trying to hide its tracks. The ground is kind of soft. You follow it for a little ways, but then it just stops cold.
Hmm.
And it's not in the sense that like it started trying to hide its tracks or whatever. You just look and like there's literally like a foot. You literally find footprints that are like cut in half, and then it's just completely clear afterwards.
Oh.
Huh.
A
Well-
dimensional door? A portal?
I'm used to only walking. You have done things I've never seen before. The fact you got this far, I can only believe that you found these tracks.
Now, that being said, you guys have been wandering through this maze for hours, and you guys have seen when you've tried marking the trails for yourself, the marks have changed. They've moved. They've disappeared.
It could be Bullhead that was doing it for all we know.
That is also true.
I am not a fan of magic. Too much things you can't predict. Is there anything nearby here, as after hours of this walking around, that might be a defensible shelter anywhere nearby?
You have not seen anything. I mean, so far you've only seen the one big chamber with the tree. There's been some smaller alcoves or four-way intersections, but nothing that you would consider shelter.
Shall we continue pursuing this? How many more hours must we walk?
Till our legs fall off.
Which is why I bought a horse. So I wouldn't have to do this.
Very wise.
Unfortunately, it's not here.
And while you guys are pondering this, you do hear some sound up ahead again, but this time it is the sound of water.
Water.
Like running water or dripping water or
Cascading water, like water being poured.
And that's more than we ever got before. I will walk towards water.
what does the axe think?
The axe thinks he can't kill water.
Sure enough.
You've never run into an elemental before, have you?
Oh, what?
Oh, who? I don't know her.
I have known a lot of mental chicks, though.
So with that, the sound seems to be getting louder as you continue onward. Till eventually you can see that the path in front of you changes for the very first time, and there's actually flagstones that have been placed.
We have an improvement. Stones.
And then in the distance, you can actually see the source of the sound, and it's actually a waterfall. Or not a waterfall. I mean a fountain with cascading water. There, in the center of the waterfall, are 4 statues with outstretched arms. 2 are made of some kind of black stone, like an obsidian or onyx, and 2 are some kind of white marble. One of them is facing you. It is the one of the white statues. The white statues look like angels, and the black ones look like gargoyles.
Well, anyone want to venture a guess that people don't leave expensive fountainary in the middle of a hedgerow? Maybe this means something? I don't know. How thirsty do you think we are?
Well,
Drinking random fountain water is probably not a good idea. But I'm thirsty, and I'm going to try it.
Okay, well, as you guys approach, there's 2 things you begin to notice. One, there is something sparkling in the water itself. As you get closer to the actual entrance of the chamber, you can see that it looks like there are coins and other objects in the actual fountain. But before you actually get to the chamber, there's a raised stone that's been engraved.
Ooh. I will, since that's probably going forward to the fountain, I will see if it's in a language I comprehend.
It seems to be some form of common, but it seems pretty old.
Oh, Elder Common.
Somebody has knowledge history, right?
Yes.
Okay, so also if anyone has religion or arcana, let me know.
I have history and arcana.
Okay.
Which one?
It doesn't actually matter. Do any of them with a roll of a 1, will it give you a 5?
2 plus 6, 8.
Yeah. So you don't even have to roll. You can actually read it and translate it. It's an old form of common that is actually used a lot in churches. A lot of times they'll revert to an older language when they're doing their prayers and their hymns, and it's fairly common in a lot of history texts. So you can see that. And the inscription reads "Vectigel ul mortem," and the translation for that is "tribute or death."
Oh.
Well,
You going to relate this information to us?
yes. Apparently, the text says tribute or death. So,
Good thing we got all that copper and stuff from those creepy things.
well, I do have a piece of gold. I'm going to be very generous, and I throw a piece of gold in the fountain.
Okay.
I'm a half elf, so I don't really need gold.
And what is everyone else doing?
Doc will flip a gold piece in.
I will toss in 10 gold.
Ooh.
Oh, see, you're making us look bad now.
Yes, indeed.
It's okay. I was planning on taking a hand axe off my belt and tossing it in.
Ooh, an axe tribute.
Giving it some emotional tribute also.
All right, so one of the angels turns its head towards you, looks at the tribute you've offered up. What languages do people speak?
Common and Orc.
Common, Dwarf, and Orc.
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, and Infernal.
Common, Goblin, and Orc.
Okay, so it speaks in a very slow, grating voice. The words are completely lost on all of you as it looks at the tribute you've offered, and when it looks at your four faces and sees, blank expressions at its words, it holds up both hands and does a come here
Come
kind
hither.
of motion, or it could be construed as a more emotion,
Or bring it.
or bring it. I guess it could be that too.
Can I cast comprehend languages on myself?
You can.
I'm doing it, and I'm asking to the statue, please, my good sir or lady, could you repeat your message, please?
And okay, so and it does. Your tribute is found wanting. We require more to be satisfied.
But that was my third best hand axe.
I will reach into my sack, kind of half hiding it from the other players. I'm going to reach in. I'm going to grab another 40 gold pieces from my bag, and I shall offer it to wherever the thing is.
Okay. So you approach with your 40 gold pieces, and the head of a serpent snakes out of the fountain and opens its maw. Now the thing about this serpent is it's completely constructed of water, and just kind of like stays there, stays in front of you with its maw open.
Right into the maw. Want to change into the water maw.
Okay, so the coins actually roll down its mouth and down its gullet and deposit themselves into the fountain.
That is freaky but cool.
And the serpent falls back into the water, and the angel resumes its position.
Oh, still more.
Still more?
No. Of being when you first spied the statues.
Ah.
Hmm.
I ask again, is the tribute sufficient?
It just nods its head once.
So
I think we're good, or at least he is.
Yes. Always tip the stone statues. I will go up to deeper into the room and kind of look around and see is there entrances and exits leaving from the other four
there's
directions?
actually 3 other exit points to this room.
I'll go with him and see if anything happens to me.
It does not.
Well, do you want to go white or black? Do you want to continue forward to the where this angel is facing, or do you want to go where that stone-looking wing critter is looking at?
I'm thinking where the angel's
Probably go to
face.
yes, I'm thinking that also.
Well, metaphors is what it is. I will say, well, let us go down this path where the other white statue is facing. Go out that door.
Okay.
Okay, so as you go by, you see that there's a fairly healthy mix of coins in the pond. There's some gems glittering. There's a couple pieces of gaudy jewelry in there. And as you're exiting the chamber, you notice another one of those raised up flagstones that have been inscribed upon with the same exact words. And even like as you walked around the fountain to one side to make your way around, you would have had to pass another one, and you see it seems like each entrance to this chamber is marked exactly the same.
Again, with the sameness and the monotony. I almost long for being attacked in the back. Well, unless you have better idea, magic user, shall we go down this path?
Which actually, this hall is really short. This passageway, it only extends like 15 feet, and you can see once again, everything changes. First of all, the flagstones don't extend very far past the actual chamber, and it goes back to the dirt that you guys have been dealing with the whole time. But up ahead, again, the chamber opens up into a room of carved onyx or obsidian, black shiny stone on the ground, on the floor, and there is actually even a ceiling. 10 men could probably walk abreast through this space.
Well, we've got statuary, a fairly good floor, hours of sleep, and we bribed the local fountain.
No, there's no statuary in here.
Oh, okay.
It's just all stone walls. There's a ceiling that's kind of around it.
We have
like a
stone
giant
walls,
arch.
stone walls and a stone ceiling. This may be the best place to sleep if we're going to pull camp.
The stone is glossy black. You can actually see your reflection in it.
Is it obsidian? Or obsidian
It could absolutely be obsidian or marble or onyx, something like that.
I don't really trust this because every room we've gone into, there's been something. I'm going to do a search for traps.
Okay. So as you're searching for the traps, that's when you hear it. a low drumming and chanting sound, just at the peripheral of your hearing. It actually seems to be coming from the walls, and it grabs the attention of all four of you, because the sameness of this place, the monotony of it makes it stand out so much more. At first you notice it's a pinprick of light in the distance on the walls. Almost like someone was shining a small bullseye lantern in one spot. But as you look, it seems to expand into just like the flicker of a flame from a candle, and that grows to the size of a torch until the next a campfire, and then finally a raging bonfire in the distance. And you can see figures around the fire dancing and capering while others beat on large drums.
A party?
It very much seems like a party.
Oh, they need performers. Let's go there. There might be some coin to be made at the end of this horrible day.
So, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
All of us?
Yes.
Oh, crap.
And it looks like I have restored my dice, so let us roll it here.
Oh.
Natural 20.
1!
20, not natural.
Okay.
I think mine's like a 5.
Okay, so we got a 5 and a 1, and much higher. So you guys all feel the pull of the song. You want to join the dance. You want to beat on a drum. You want to chant with them. And those that did not get 20 or above, find yourself drawn to the wall of the room, and it looks so cool, so comforting. You want to touch it. You want to feel it. You know it'll feel good against your skin. And as you do, as you press your hand to it, your hand goes through it, almost like pushing through water. Except for it feels dry. It just gives that kind of like resistance, like a curtain of water would, as you push through.
Can I try to grab somebody around the waist and pull them back?
You can try to do that.
What kind of roll do you want me to make?
That would be an athletics check versus either their acrobatics or their athletics.
I only got an 8, so they can probably beat me.
Who did you try and grab?
Malika.
Do I get to choose which one I use?
Yes.
Or do I have to choose the better one?
Yes.
Yeah, he beat me.
So you're finding yourself drugged through the wall.
Oh no, because I'm letting go.
And so with that, you guys can each make another saving throw. Not if you've passed. Both Ludwig and Ty, you guys passed the saving throw, so you don't have to make a check again.
I did worse. I got a 4 that time.
Someone's got a negative.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Can I be excused for a minute or so?
Sure.
Thank you. I have to do a bathroom stop.
Yeah.
So, natural 20 for myself.
Okay, you snap out of it. You realize that you realize that the music has enchanted you, and is what's pulling you to it. But you're now standing on the other side of the wall.
Other side of the rock wall.
And it's kind of disconcerting because there is so much darkness and blackness around you. You just wonder how it would all fit. And you're not even sure what you're standing on. I mean, you feel the ground under your feet, but when you look down, you don't see anything.
Black forward, black below, black up. But I'm standing on something.
Yes, it's as if you're standing in a great abyss. And the barbarian has just reached the dancers and the drummers.
Can I take up my flute and start playing?
Actually, no. You actually find an empty drum.
Even better. I like beating on things.
not actually an empty drum, but you actually get on the other side of one of the drummers and begin drumming on the other side. The drums are huge, drumming on the same drum, and now the two of you can clearly make out the figures. Their bodies are statuesque, and one would even say very handsome or beautiful. Except for there's two things that kind of ruin that for you. One is the drummers, instead of having the head of a human where their body is clearly proportioned as a human, very muscular human, there is the head of a goat. They're sitting with their legs crossed in front of them, which is really weird because their knees seem to bend the wrong way. And the bottom from the knee down is clearly what you would expect to see on a goat or a ram.
Satires.
The dancers are again the same thing, same beautiful bodies, but these are females instead of males. And instead of having the head of a woman, they have a ram's head, and they have that weird the weird legs that seem to articulate the wrong way and look like they would belong on a ram and not a female. Both the females and the males, the only thing they are wearing are loincloths.
Huh. This is both amusing and entertaining, but strange. So the barbarian, he's enchanted and starting to join the drumming. I can see that off in the bonfire with the blackness. The other two are still back in the room, wondering what's going on.
Correct.
Sensing that this is probably a bad thing, I'm going to go up to the gentleman there, and I'm going to give the barbarian a good, firm, open palm monk slap to the face so I can warm him up to the let's get out of here action.
Okay, so there's two dancers and two drummers, and you may make another saving throw, and since he's trying to slap you out of it, I will let you make that saving throw with advantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a 13.
You kind of shake yourself out of it, and you're looking across from you, and not even 2 feet from your face is the head of a goat, and its breath smells like what you would expect a goat's breath to smell. You can feel its hot, fetid breath, blowing on your face and your chest. And the moment you stop drumming, it cocks its head and it looks at you. And if a goat could look angry, it does.
Okay. I'll start drumming again. See what he does.
It seems to pacify him.
Don't you want to leave this darkness?
But drumming is so much fun.
I admit it is fun. And those strange goat women. Not quite sure how I feel about that.
They're pretty good looking if it wasn't for the fact that they have ram heads.
Yeah.
I like lamb chops though.
Well, I am going to say, well, I'm going to see if I can interrupt one of the... so there's drummers and there's dancers. So I'm going to go one of the drummers next to him and see if he has any inclination if I wave my hand in front of his eyes.
He does not. And now that you're closer to the bonfire too, you do kind of notice the logs are shaped oddly that are burning. They almost look like little effigies of like a bull. The one end is carved with a bull's head and horns, and some of them you can see some of them have gemstones crammed in their eyes, and you can see gold and silver kind of running over the logs.
Oh, so there's hot burning money to be here, if we were so inclined. Without my smelting gloves.
Those gemstones, do they look like those that were back in the fountain?
Well, unless you actually went into the wall, you're too far away to really see that.
I am going to say, well, as much as fun as this is, I'm going to reach over, run back using my increased monk speed, grabbing the gentleman and just kind of pulling him, whether he likes it or not, back to reality.
Okay, as soon as you make the move to leave the circle, they all stop what they're doing and look at you, and the two males get to their feet. The dancers stop dancing, and the hostility in their eyes is clear to see.
Oh. Yeah.
You definitely get the vibe that you're allowed in, but you're not allowed to leave.
I don't like being told what to do, unless it's by my axe.
He gets a vote in the decisions. I'm going to, so I'm kind of surrounded by these guys on all sides, right? I'm gonna take a step away from the fire, so closer to the gentleman while tapping gently on the drum, kind of. Yes, drumming was I kind of get next to my barbarian companion.
Okay, so do you guys want to roll initiative?
Sure do. I mean, no.
Oh, son of a... It's a 6.
Rolling 1d20. Roll. Oh. And now it's failed to work. Okay. 6.
You got 6 also?
I indeed got 6 as well.
Wow.
All right. So Ty, if you'd be so kind to hook me up.
One, like it.
All right. So they seemed a little stunned in their offense that you would even dare to try and leave their festivity. They're slow to react.
Well, so I guess we have to act simultaneously. I'm gonna wink at my barbarian partner and indicate that let's lift the drum and knock it over. You game for that?
I nod.
We both heave to lift this drum over and kind of roll it away towards the fire.
If it seems especially heavy, I'm going to rage to give myself advantage on the strength check.
Okay, so you don't actually need to roll or do anything to move the drum. While it is big, it is not beyond one of you kind of pushing it over and rolling, let alone two of you.
Okay. All right. Just go to the fire, trying to hit the bonfire out of place.
Okay, so, but give me an attack roll using either your strength or dex to see what happens with the fire.
9 plus 3 is 12.
Okay, absolutely hits. So, the fire, you hit the fire, disturbing it and sending logs and embers all over the place in all directions. And this seems to infuriate these bestial creatures, and they howl with rage.
Which was a good plan. Pissing them off was the good plan.
Were you doing? You still have a bonus action and a move action if you're doing anything after rolling the drum.
Well, I'm scampering away, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my full 40 feet and I'm gonna run, or whatever the dash is.
When you look back, you can see the wall that you guys came through.
Yeah.
It is the only place that there seems to be anything is along that wall, and you can vaguely make out shapes on the other side of it. 2 of them.
I'm booking it as fast as my little legs can carry me to that.
Okay, so you guys are both fast, monk and barbarian, I believe.
Yes.
So you easily make it through, but they are hot on your heels.
Let's hope that this wall is a two-way wall. And go try to get back to the group.
You feel a slight bit of resistance when you get to the wall, but then you feel yourself kind of slide right through it.
So from their perspective, we just kind of just leapt out went in and just kind of slid out through a wall, a solid-looking wall.
Yes.
Not much I have to explain. angry goat people might want to run or draw your weapons.
Ah,
I vote draw weapons.
Draw weapons. Back up.
I tumble and take up the rear.
Okay, so with that, as he's explaining it, four figures burst through the wall, and you almost see the wall like slide off of them, like almost like an oil as they punch their way through. And what you have standing before you are four humanoids, tall, 6 footish, a little bit above 6 foot, very, very good-looking physique, statuesque. 2 females, 2 males. The only thing they're wearing are loincloths. The males have heads that resemble those of goats atop of their shoulders, and the females those of rams. And their knees seem to articulate the wrong way, and they also look like they would belong in either a goat or a ram. They have no weapons on them. The females seem to move very gracefully, while the males seem very, very strong, and you see them clenching their fists in anger. So I will allow Ty and Ludwig to basically surprise them.
Oh.
nice.
Okay. In that case, I'll run towards one of the males and take a swing at him with my with a short sword. And actually, I have advantage on this since he's. Let's see. I got a 24.
Okay.
And would this be considered a surprise hit?
It would.
Then it's automatically a crit for 11 whole points of damage.
Okay.
And I'll say naked chicks with goats' heads. Usually I have to pay extra for this.
I don't know how I feel about punching these people, but I'll get through it.
So my turn?
It is. They were focused on the other two that just ran through the wall and appeared in front of you, and were not expecting you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm 30 feet back, and I'm throwing 2 beams of Eldritch Blast, 1 at each. Is it still with advantage?
Yes. Are you attacking the females or the males, or one of each?
Those 2 who came last.
They came last. Okay. That will be the males.
Ah. Right. The first one will 6, 10, and the second beam, it's better. 21.
So the 10 actually hits, but it doesn't seem to really land solidly. Doesn't seem to harm it. Kind of bounces off its shoulder, almost like it was deflected. But the other one solidly slams into it.
All right. 4 plus my charisma, 7. 7 force damage.
Okay. And if you guys want to jump into the initiative order.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Nice. Initiative, then my attacks.
Oh, you got some good initiative there, Half-Elf.
All right. So I believe that 19 is the highest, so we will start there.
Hey, the roll worked.
All right, so what are you doing, Ludwig?
Can I still go back 30 feet?
If you can go back another like 20 feet, and then your back will be to a wall.
Ah, well, then I'm going.
A wall that people have moved through. So.
Ooh. Oh well, I will stay there and throw again 2 Eldritch Blasts to those goat people, the same as before.
Okay.
Yes. 12 and a 8.
12 and an 8 will miss.
That's my turn.
They've ducked out of the way. All right, you're up. Well, actually, you guys can pick either Jason or Mike.
You can go.
Let me give him a good smack. All right. Am I within range to do my attacks and end with a flurry of blows?
You can move close enough. That's not a problem.
Okay. So unfortunately, my dice thing is stuck here, but I shall make the 4 attacks. So it's 12, a 1, a critical hit, and a 23.
So the 2 misses, 2 hits.
Correct. One miss is a critical miss, and one is a critical hit.
Okay.
So I would say the critical hit one was the last of my Fury of Blows. So it was 12, big miss, hit.
Yes. So roll up your damage.
Okay. So with the first one here, I will roll a d6. That's 6 points, and then 9 points. So that's 15. And I would like to expend 1 key energy to make him have to do a strength check, or else be knocked prone, or push back 15 feet. So I want to knock him back into the glass.
Okay. Did you attack a female or male?
I attacked a female.
Okay. And Ty, you want to give me a strength check?
14.
All right. And what was your DC?
DC is, I think, 14.
All right, then that will pass. So she absorbs the blow of your key attack.
Damn.
And kind of moves with it. So did you do 15 total, or was that just the 1 attack?
15 total.
Okay.
Terribly great rolls.
All right. Then that means, all right, you're up, Mike.
Okay, I'll attack twice with my battle axe. Looks like a 20 and then a critical hit, 27.
They will both hit.
All right. First one be +4, so 11 for the first, and then the critical will also do 11.
All right, who were you attacking? 3 of them are actually injured.
Okay. I honestly don't know. Whichever one happened to be closest to me, at your discretion.
Okay, so it would be one of the females, and we can say you attacked the wounded one.
Okay.
And so, what was your total damage there?
22 total.
All right. All right. So you come in slamming in with your axe, and she's looking kind of bad. She's got bruises and slashes on her now, and not too happy about it. And that leaves us with Ty, I believe.
Okay. I ran up last round or whatever. I ran up and hit one of the males. Are any of my companions within 5 feet of him?
Let's see. No, they are within reach of the females, though.
Okay. Well, the guy that's in front of me, I'll just go ahead and make my regular attack and my offhand attack against him.
Okay.
Got a 23 and a 16.
They will both hit.
Okay. For a total of 13 points of damage.
Okay. So the males seem a little easier to hit, where the females are far more agile and seem to get out of the way better. So with that, basically, they all kind of just pair off against the three of you guys with the half-elven warlock in the back. So, hey Ty, give me a die 6 to see who gets the extra love.
6.
That would be you.
Great. Oh, I meant 3.
So, can you give me a couple D20 drops? I need 4 of them on our barbarian friend.
Ooh.
4 D20s?
Be gentle.
4 D20s.
I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah, that does look kind of brutal there.
On the bright side, the AC is 18 because I got the shield.
Yeah, but his lowest. Okay, there's a 13. All right, so they actually still all hit though.
Dang nabbit.
Wait a minute. Did I say 4? It's actually only 2. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Ty's going to be getting the 4.
Oh!
Can we use those
for
for...
the double? Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use those rolls for Mike and Jason, and so the lowest one was actually an 18.
13.
Yeah, 13,
Oh.
which would be 18.
18 of it.
Does an 18 hit you, Jason?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so they're all going to be hits. I need I need 2d4 on Jason. All right, so you're going to take 10 points of damage.
Oh.
And then I need 2d6 for Jason.
Three and 5.
All right, so that's 14. So essentially, Jason, the one wades into you with his fist, just punching away with barely any regard for its own well-being. With you, Jason, one of the females kind of dances around you and does these hopping kicks, planting those holes in your stomach.
Oh. All right.
And now, Ty, now you can roll 4d20s.
Those suck.
All right, so I believe let's vote. It's the low's a 7.
The low's a 10. 10, 19, 18, and 14.
All right. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 hits. So the male beast creature comes in with his fists for 2d4, and you can roll d6. Was the other one kicks you from the other side?
How many d4s and d6s?
2d4 is 1d6.
Okay. 2, 2, and 1.
That's not bad. 14 points of damage.
Okay.
As you get kicked in the thigh with one, that's going to kind of leave a bit of a welt, and then the fist comes slamming into your side. The armor absorbs most of the impact.
All
You still
right.
feel it.
I can live with that.
All right, Ludwig, your companions are being accosted by these bestial creatures.
Some of the damage that you gave Jason, wasn't that supposed to go to me?
No, I did give you damage.
You didn't tell me how much.
You may have to.
Oh, maybe I forgot that. Oh yeah, you took 10.
10, okay.
Oh. Ouchie.
Just wanted to make sure he didn't take it all.
Oh, he'll take it all. From what I heard.
It hurts.
So, Ludwig, you're up.
They are all engaged with my companions.
They are.
I will use my Pact of the Tome, Vicious Mockery, to one of, let's say, one of those, the male who attacked Ty.
Okay.
And I'm saying to him that back from where I come from in the Feywild, we have satyrs that look much better than you, and he may do a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay, Ty, want to hook me up?
No, it's a 2.
Yes.
Oh, so he is definitely. You have definitely hurt his feelings. He always has considered himself much prettier than satyrs, especially from the Feywild, because everybody knows satyrs from the Feywild can be a little snooty.
Not only them, the half-elves also. So 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
It's one of my favorite cantrips.
Yes, me too.
All right, so so he's kind of reeling, shaking his head, trying to shake it off, and that brings us to Jason.
Well, I'm just the one woman satyr that kicked me in the belly. I'm going to show her how we do it in the monk style and give her 3 kicks to her chest.
Okay.
So that's 25, that's 10, and 16.
So the 10 will miss, but the other 2 hit.
So that is 13 points of damage.
Okay. So you're able to jump up and basically do the Kai Long bicycle kick right on her chest, except for your last strike actually kind of misses the chest and slides, because she started toppling backwards and slides up to catch her in her throat, crushing it. And you just hear one final gasp as she just kind of lays there twitching and flopping.
And strike good Power Ranger pose and turn around and face the other one.
Dun dun dun.
Done.
Yeah, in unison, all 3 of them let loose with bestial screams of rage.
It's made them happy, did it?
All right, Mike, you're up, and the beast creature in front of you looks extremely angry.
Alright, and that's the other female, correct?
Yes.
All right, looks like
Well, yeah. There's the two females that were standing next to each other, and you and Jason had both attacked the one.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, whatever I did, I'm sure I missed an 11.
yeah, that's not going to work.
I
She
start
easily-
cursing my battle axe and telling it to hit better.
She easily jukes to either side, dodging your axe blows. It almost looks like she's dancing as she does it.
Oh. Skill.
It's you, Ty.
All right, I'm gonna swing a short sword, use my offhand attack, also to attack the guy in front of me. The first one's a 21. The second one's a miss. So let's see. 8 points of damage.
Okay, so with that, on their turn, they actually turn and flee back into the wall.
Oh. Excellent.
Yes,
I'm
they had
gonna-
enough.
I'm going to cough all blood and say, probably need a little bit more help here. Hooves to the chest don't help.
I'll go over and break out a healer's kit and give him 11 points of healing.
I cough up slightly less blood.
And Mike,
We peeing
how
blood
are you with your healing?
bruised kidneys.
Here, drink this Robitussin.
I am sufficient for the moment.
Ah,
Can we take a short break? Preferably with not go people kicking me in the chest.
well, if you want, I also have I have 3 healing potions. Want you can get one.
That would be wonderful, but I think I need to meditate on how much this hurts.
Ah, yes.
Reevaluate my plan. Our guys,
Yeah, maybe we should move down the path a little ways in case they decide to come back.
has always worked so well. All right.
Yeah.
I will
Every time
walk.
we've moved before, we've gotten hit by something else.
It could be 2.
Ooh, okay.
We can camp.
Thank you for the healing potion. It did very well. Right. Oh, are we gonna walk or are we gonna stay?
It sounded like we were staying.
Excellent. I would like to, after a short rest, hopefully recover my key points.
Yeah, you'll recover your key points, and if anyone wants to expend hit die, they can.
I think I shall.
Use them if you got them. You can't take them with you, people.
Oh. Those are the worst D12 rolls ever.
So what was on the other side of the wall?
It was a really creepy party. Those people there were having a great time, but they were melting gold and effigies. It wasn't groovy. And, barbarian sucks at drumming.
But they had gold?
Melty, hot, burning your hand gold.
Not healthy.
If you had a ladle, maybe we could have picked them up. Do you want to go back? I think the 3 of them are still waiting for you in there.
Sure.
I'm not partial to stealing. I would just like to get a nice sleep and hopefully get to the city. I could do my performances in bed, That'd be nice. I really don't like this place.
Okay. Speaking of which, let's stop and think about this. Well, I guess we can talk some while we're doing our rest. Okay. We went into what appeared to be sort of a druidish way station. The next thing we know, we all wake up in a maze, which kind of, sort of has, I guess, a druidy feel to it. There's definitely been a minotaur.
Bullhead?
Do what?
Bullhead.
Yeah, Bullhead.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, bullhead, and those live in mazes, don't they, or have something to do with mazes or something like that? I'm just trying to figure out a way to get us out of here.
Well,
So with knowledge, anybody can really make checks as well. Knowledge, history, or Arcana, you can, if you want to see if you've heard of stories about minotaurs and mazes.
19 plus 6 for Arcana.
Natural 1.
What was your roll, Ludwig?
19 plus 6, so 25.
At 25? If you have
Yes.
a monster manual handy, you can actually just open it up to Minotaur.
I do.
You
That would be a way to get rich. Sell monster manuals to adventurers.
So you actually know as much as anyone could possibly know about a Minotaur. You know, in your studies in the Feywild, you've either come across them or you've found tomes. A tome full of stories of Minotaurs, and it's giving you a really good idea of their capabilities, what they do, and what they're about.
Okay. So,
Oh, it doesn't look great. They can do a lot of damage. Nasty creatures.
I felt that lots of damage. You happen to have anything that you know to help us get out of this bloody area? You cast magic. Can you undo? Can you get us back to the passage? I, for one, have had my belly kicked and my back torn up. I would rather get out of here.
And here I thought the fun was just starting.
Says the barbarian. Well, I don't have dispel magic, so that won't work.
You don't really think dispel magic would work anyway. The magic you've seen in this place seems a bit beyond that.
Ah,
So the walls and everything in this place are kind of made of trees and plants and stuff?
For the most part, yes. There's only been a couple places where things have varied from that. This chamber actually being one of them.
So, we can keep walking randomly.
Well, we've got a big guy with an axe. I'm sure some of us have some oil. We could just go total annihilation and just burn everything down.
well, from my studies about the Minotaur, I know that they are guardians in a labyrinth, and most of the time they also know the exits.
So what you're saying is we find the Minotaur, and we convince him to show us the way out, by hopefully giving him all the cows and hay he could ever want.
Or I can find a Minotaur and I can try to cast suggestion on him to tell us.
Or we find the Minotaur and just beat him into submission.
Ooh, I like that one.
So how does one wrangle a Minotaur? How?
That I do not know.
Well, I tell you what.
Well, what do cows like?
How about we make as much noise as possible? Maybe bring Minotaur here.
Ooh, I have a signal whistle.
I have a lot of gongs, and I have a gong and some the cymbals in my pack. Maybe we could use those cymbals to make a really loud racket.
Well, a Minotaur's got horns, so it's male, right? Is that how it works?
I think having horns just means you can play music.
1 minute.
Well,
The one
there
you
are
saw,
also female ones.
there are female ones. The one you saw did appear to be male.
Mrrr.
They can even breed with each other.
So are we thinking to, like, sort of lay a trap for this guy? I'm not sure that would work in his own
They have-
way.
No, and they have something that is called labyrinthian recall, which makes them pretty unbeatable in their own maze. They know every inch, every corner, everything. So trapping him
So we
would be very difficult.
The creature that we just killed was the female one, right?
Yeah, you killed one of the females.
We should totally just take her head and put it on one of us and parade around until it comes to a mate.
You can do what you want. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me roll an intelligence check to see if I know better than. I got a 12. Am I smart enough not to do that?
Yeah, you think it could go very poorly, especially if it works.
Can I try to? Wait a second. Can I try to talk him into doing it? Giving him disadvantage on his intelligence check?
All right, I'll roll it again.
Oh yeah, that's hot. Go for it.
Oh yeah, I totally failed. 6. I'm doing it.
That is so nasty.
Well, it was a pleasure.
I am unfortunately going to have to make an apology. I have a little girl that needs my picking up. I hate having to leave in the middle of a thing there, but I got to get going.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful time.
Oh,
All right.
thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Thank you for staying nerdy. Thank you.
Bye.
And then there were 3.
2 and a goat head.
2 and a goat head. Yeah. A trapdoor opens up beneath the monk. And you just hear.
No more monk.
I die for it. That's the way out.
Maybe. So what are you guys doing? And are you wearing a goat head?
Oh yes, I failed. I'm
Okay.
assuming a 6.
Alright, so-
I'm probably somewhere between laughing and throwing up, watching him gut out this goat head and put it on.
Yeah, it's gonna take a good 30 minutes to kind of get that thing so you can put it on and it's either through. It's probably looking through its mouth.
Sounds good.
Yeah, did you leave the eyes in it?
So what are you guys doing now?
I'm gonna skip up and down the hallways.
Okay, are you guys following
Did you in
him?
front?
Yeah. Man. I guess we'll continue down the hallway and hope the Minotaur shows up again.
Sound plan.
Okay, so you guys travel for a few more hours, and you're starting to get tired at this point. You guys have been in this maze for the better part of a day. You've been through some battles. The nature of the maze itself is kind of starting to wear on your psyches. When up ahead, you do feel a glimmer of hope. You see something you have not seen in this place at all. There is a actual T in the passageway, and at that T, there are 2 doors side by side with 4 torches burning in sconces, and there is actually brickwork around the doors. One door seems to be forged of a black iron with gold gilding, where the other one seems to be of all silver and gold.
Okay. So we're all tired and beat. And the goat head's looking shaggy. So do you want to go ahead and go through a door or both doors at the same time, or do you want to try to maybe get some sleep first?
Bit of sleep would be nice.
And even from here, from where you're at, you can see the doors have carvings on them, and they're etched. And one is a scene of beauty and nature. Looks like a tranquil glade, and that is the one that is all silver and gold. The other one is a complete contrast and opposite. It just seems to depict the savagery of nature. There's some wild beast making a kill. The forest around it just seems darker and more primordial. And both doors have a keyhole in the center.
How big? Keyhole.
The key standard size.
Oh gosh.
Well, I would like to go to one of those, the door with gold and silver,
Okay.
touch it, and start a ritual in minutes to cast Identify, and to identify the door. To see, is there magic, is it a special item, and to learn almost anything about this door.
Okay, so you're casting Detect Magic?
Yes.
When do you cast it?
I do it as a ritual.
Okay.
So I have to touch it. I have to touch the door.
Okay, so as you walk up to the door, give me a perception check.
Oh, perception. 8.
Okay, now give me a dex save.
Aye. Save. Dexterity 9.
Okay, so the floor falls away beneath you, and for an instant you're like suspended in air, and it's almost a cartoonish like scene when what the rest of you see is the half elf fall through the floor, but at the same time there's an explosion of scales and feathers as a small flock of flying serpents burst from the pit that just opened up beneath the warlock. And Ty, can you roll me a die 6?
That's a 4.
You take 4 points of falling damage.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty, drop 6 d20s. Oh boy.
Whoa.
Can you see those?
Alright, so we have... Alright, does a 14 hit you?
Yes.
Does a
I have
12
armor class 11.
Okay, armor class 11?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to hurt a whole lot.
Yes, I know.
Alright, so you take 6 points of damage from the bites.
Yes.
And then you're going to take another... Can you roll 18d4 for me, Todd? I mean, Ty?
18?
Yes.
Are you sure? Oh my god.
I didn't know there were that many 18.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh, there's a lot of ones.
That's true.
What do we got? 8, 10, 11, 19, 25,
Oh, jeez.
30, 32, 1, 2, 3, 33, 38, 40 points of damage.
40 points.
of poison damage. If you have anything versus poison that would help you.
Yeah.
Well, I do have I do have an antitoxin kit.
Okay, I think that only helps against the poison condition, though, right?
I think so.
And saving throws. So, what is your hit points at now?
Wait. How much did I get?
46 total.
Yeah, well, I'm at minus 31, so dead.
Oh,
Indeed.
you're at minus 31, or you were down 31?
No. I am minus 31. I only have 26 HP.
Oh, that's an outright kill.
Yes, indeed.
Oh
Way
my
to
god!
go, Dave.
I've never had an outright kill. Congratulations. Would you like
Thank you.
Would you like to describe your death scene?
Well, the moment the trapdoors opened, all those snakes come on me, start like piranhas to bite and hiss and bite and chunk of me, and I go down, stone dead.
And with that, the trapdoor slams back shut. After the snakes drop into the hole to devour the body.
Nice.
I will look at Doc and say, apparently we're supposed to go through the black door.
You first.
So you literally see him fall, and then this rush of serpents come flying out of the hole, and then they just kind of dive back down, like dive bombing, and they just barely make it into the hole before the door shuts, and you just hear this horrific scream as the door is shutting.
So the monk disappears. The warlock is now snake food. And
yeah, that was definitely a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and I'm stuck here with Goat Boy.
Bah.
And with that, your situation gets a little bit worse, because from around the corner you hear this snorting sound and a pawing at the ground, and you hear something loud thump on the ground.
Oh, maybe it was a big key to a door out of here that he dropped.
I turn around, and if I see the goat guy or bull guy or whatever, I'll do the same thing and stamp my foot on the ground and prepare to charge him as well.
Well, so essentially you guys are at a T. The doors are in the T part, so it's coming from around the corner, from where the pit was and where the hall is.
I'm not going near those doors, so I'm saying we stand here and wait for him to come to us.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out a bunch of caltrops and throw them on the ground.
Okay.
Ooh. And I'll stand next to him with my short swords out.
And so with that, you see the Minotaur come stalking around the corner. He actually stands right on the pit that your friend just fell through to his death, and he's dragging this enormous club behind him. When he sees the two of you, he kind of sneers at you, lifts the club, and he mutters something in a language that you're not familiar with, and these barbed spikes just kind of grow out of this massive great club, which the club is nearly as big as either of you guys.
I wet myself.
And he begins pawing the ground. His eyes are locked on you, and he is going to charge one of you. Drop me a die 6, Ty, to see who he charges.
2.
All right, so he's going to charge the barbarian.
I bat
you guys
my
can
eyelash
all
at him.
you guys can all roll initiative at this point.
Yeah, I got a good one.
And then just drop it in there in the chat. And Ty, if you could roll for me.
Okay. The bad guy got a 10.
All right. Okay, so with that, what are you doing, Mike? Because you were up.
So he has some from on top of the pit trap thing, right?
Yes.
I would like to run at him and dive past and try to touch the door to see if the pit will open again.
Okay. You can absolutely try and do that. So I'll even allow that to be your interaction.
Okay.
With an object. So you run basically up to him. You don't actually have to run past him, so it won't draw an attack of opportunity. And you touch the door, and the door still doesn't open.
And then I just look up and go, ah, crap.
So what are you doing now?
I guess I'm going to have to smack him with my axe.
So it's almost as if the labyrinth refuses to act against its master.
Nonsense. Do I still get both attacks?
Yes.
So that is a 24 and a 10.
Okay, so the 24 will absolutely hit.
Okay. Is that a 1?
It is a 1.
That's a whopping 5 damage. And then I bet my eyelashes at him again.
Okay. So you're a barbarian, right?
Yes.
Just checking.
I haven't raised.
What's that?
Have I used my bonus action yet this turn?
No.
Oh, okay, then I'll just rage.
Yeah, like I said, free action to interact with one object as part of your action. So.
Okay.
All right. You can even say you would have raged beforehand before attacking. So.
Okay, so then it's 7 damage. Yay.
Right. And he's still bearing the wounds from his previous encounter with you guys.
That's helpful.
And but he is now in your face. And he is going to bring that massive club of his to bear. Hey, Ty, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, yeah, that's a 7.
Okay, so that is a 15. You actually catch the great club on your shield, and you can just feel the power as the blow reverberates through your shield arm. But thankfully, it was not your skull.
Mm.
And you're up, Ty.
I just since I'm raging and a wolf totem, you get advantage to attacks against him.
Oh, that's great. Well, since you're next to him, when I roll up, I can use sneak attack damage on him. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run up to him and make a regular attack, and then I'll do that first. And I got a 18.
And okay, that will hit.
And then I'll do my bonus attack, and that'll be a 20.
And that will also hit.
Okay, the first one will be the sneak attack. And then my regular attack. A total of 18 points of damage.
Okay, so you managed to find the chinks in his breastplate, and slice him. Find the meat beneath, and he roars with rage, spinning that massive club above his head. But it's not his turn yet.
Kill it, Goat Man.
I'm getting really tired of those bad jokes. So 20 and a 23-ish, I think? 22? Something like that.
Yes, they will both absolutely hit.
Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 for 16 total damage for both attacks.
Okay.
Oh, Each one does +2 on that. So
Okay.
20 damage.
All right. Well, with that, he stops twirling the club above his head and brings it straight down in front of him. Ty?
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a 16.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely going to hit. So right on the barbarian. I mean, you catch it on your shield, but the force goes right through you. Ty, can you roll 2d8 and 2d6 for me?
Oh.
Ooh.
7, 5, 1, and 3.
All
Let's
right.
go
So,
ahead.
That is piercing, bludgeoning, and/or slashing, correct?
yes.
I think it's all of the above.
That
There's
is-
probably force and necrotic thrown in there as well.
That is 22 points of damage.
Okay, so I take 11 because I'm raging. But it still hurt.
But it still hurt, yes. And then, so you guys are kind of circling him, wolf pack style. He's trying to keep you both in his range of view at the same time.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and try to stab him twice more. The first one's a 19, and the second one's a 24. So,
Okay, they absolutely hits.
Let's see. For a total of 20 points of damage.
I just look down at my axe and look at your sword and look at my axe and.
Well, it was two swords.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I got sneak attack damage on one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've definitely gotten his attention, Ty,
Great.
and he's totally abandoning all defense. Roll 2 d20s.
18 and 4.
Okay, so he slams into you with that huge club of his. I mean, you're able to roll with the blow a little bit, but drop 2d8 and 2d6.
Oh, 4, 5, 3, and 1.
All right, so 13. So 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And then you can roll with advantage. Mike, he's completely left himself open when he unleashed his fury upon Ty.
Okay. So that would be a 25 and a critical hit.
Nice.
So first one, we'll go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 damage on the first one. And the critical hit will be 10, 14, 16 damage for the crit. And then I tell him to pick on someone his own, size.
He's looking really bad. Your barrage of attacks have literally you've nearly severed his leg. You know that he's going to bleed out because you've cut through the main artery that runs through it. He's still up and fighting. But with that, he spins on his one good leg away from Ty with that club of his and tries to slam it into your body horizontally. And Ty, if you drop 2 d20.
If he misses, can I hit the ground and have him hit the doors and open them for me?
You clearly knocked.
6 and 13.
18 will hit.
Okay, so he hits 2d8 and 2d6 again.
Okay. Depending on how well you roll, he may have knocked with me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's not good. 8, 6, 6, and 3.
Nice. So 12, 20, 23, 29.
Ouch. So 15?
14. Round down.
14.
You're still standing though, right?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
So it's my turn, and
Actually,
the
that
Minotaur's
goat lady hit better than you.
the Minotaur obviously has a major artery severed. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. My bonus action is I'm going to take a second wind to give myself some hit points. Well, that's better than nothing. Then my regular action is I'll swing at him with my short sword. I only got a 12.
You roll with advantage. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. I got 12. Okay, so I miss, but I'm going to guess he understands common, and I'm going to look into the Minotaur's eyes and say, "You're bleeding out, and I'm a healer and a surgeon. I'm the only one for miles who can keep you alive right now." And then it's back to the top of the order.
He begins chuckling in a very low voice, even though he looks a little woozy and like he might go down. Just standing there, and it's a chuckle as if he's laughing about something that he's aware of and you do not.
Yeah, I know.
Drop 2d20 for me again.
Oh God, 19 and 18.
Wow.
All right, you know the drill.
Brutal.
Seeing him wind up, I go, "Oh man, this one's gonna hurt."
Yeah, who's he swinging at this time?
You with an uppercut.
Oh,
Okay, 3, 8, 1, and 2.
All right, so 20 points of damage.
Wow, I'm still standing.
Damn it.
nice.
Just barely, but I'm still standing.
All right, so with that, his back is now to you, Mike.
So, do I still have advantage?
You do.
Okay.
He since the very beginning of the fight, he pretty much abandoned any kind of defense.
Mine so looks like 15 to 16 to hit on the first one.
A 16 will miss.
Okay. And a 17.
Both of them seem to bounce harmlessly off of his breastplate. So with that, he reverses the momentum of the swing he just took and spins towards the barbarian with his great club.
Two more d20s.
Yep, please. I'm sorry. You're waiting
That's
for me.
all right. 8 and 8.
Ha!
An 8 and an 8. 16.
Misses.
So slams down right next to you. That could have been your toes.
Good thing they got chewed off by beavers long ago.
Dire beavers.
Since he's gotten his back to me, I'm still barely alive. I'll go ahead and try to stab him twice. The first one's a 24, and the other one is a 21.
So you get the kill. You can describe it however you want.
Oh, okay. Do I even need to roll for damage?
No, he had 1 hit point left.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it
Nice.
basically simple stabs to the back, beneath the ribs, one short sword from each side. So slides into the side and up into the chest cavity, and then I'll rip the ribs out as best I can. And as he drops to his knees and then falls forward, and his bull head hits the ground, I say, "Steak for dinner tonight, boys."
You hear a click, and the black iron door falls open to reveal a forest beyond.
I told you it was the black one.
Is intern there?
Is what?
Is my horse there?
Well, it could be, but you have a limited field of vision right now.
I'm going
Okay.
to hack off one of the Minotaur's horns before we leave.
Horn? Take the head.
No, I'm tired of wearing heads.
So with that, when you take your trophy and step out,
Yeah.
and to kind of do it, like I don't know if you're gonna hang out and do it here, or if you're gonna step out with the Minotaur, or how you're gonna do it. But when you go through the door and you're dragging the Minotaur with you to take its horn, as it slides off of the trap door it had been standing on, the trap door falls open once again, and you hear the flutter of wings. Just as you see the serpents crest the top of the pit trap, the door, the maze, everything kind of just vanishes away. And and before you now is the Wayfinder station that you guys had camped the night before, with the door shut.
I'll go inside.
It is barred, but after a
No.
little finagling, you guys can probably get it out. I mean,
I could always rage again.
Yeah. Either whether you break it down or figure a way to get it unlatched, it is in there. Everything is undisturbed.
Is my horse there?
Yes, the horse was actually locked in. It couldn't actually go anywhere.
Yes. I will go up to him and put arms around his neck and kiss him and cry.
Does there happen to be a monk and or a warlock in there?
There is not.
Sorry, I tried.
That's the Maze of Mandoon. Thank you guys for playing. That was actually, I think that's my first kill in 5e. Thank you. And,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And I thought, it was hard to kill characters in 5e, but apparently it can happen. And with that, if anyone decides they want to check out the Maze of Mandoon adventure, we have it below. There's a link for it. Or you can go head over to nerdarchy.com to the store. We also have the Cringe Who Stole Father's Winter's Day. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you guys for playing. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Bye.
A spear that seems to be a reasonable construction.
Maliko's go ahead. Maliko's 6.5 feet tall, 200 and some odd pounds. Like I said, wearing pretty much just a kilt, and's got a backpack full to bulging with who knows what, but it rattles like crazy. Brown hair, green eyes, scars all over the place from fighting. And if you watch him closely, you'll notice he kind of caresses and speaks softly to his battle axe.
Okay. My character, Doc, is a very average-looking human. He's probably in his 30s, say mid-30s, short, cropped hair. He wears a breastplate and 2 short swords. And there's a few daggers sticking out here and there, one in his back, one sticking out of a boot. And then he's got his horse, which is named Intern. And there's saddlebags on Intern's back, and the saddlebags are bulging with all kinds of little kits and packs and different things. And who was it that was whispering to their axe? Was it Maliko?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the barbarian.
Yeah. Did you name your axe?
No. I'm concerned at this point that your horse may actually be an intern polymorphed by mistake.
So we have the disturbing barbarian talking to his axe, and the possible intern that was polymorphed into a horse. Excellent. So with that, the storm rages without. You just hear this small structure being hammered by the wind. You hear these inhuman, strange sounds, disturbing and haunting. But with that, as you guys spend some time in here, you're able to get some fresh water and to get something in your bellies. You start to feel a great lethargy come over you. I know some of you guys are half elven, and
Yes.
Are you Elven, Jason?
No.
Myself, no human.
Human. Okay, so just a half elf. Okay, so you watch the other three get sleepy. You can just see it in their bodies begin to relax, and they're sometimes in mid conversation they'll go to say something, drift off, and then wake back up until one by one they all fall asleep.
I'll just straight up pass out.
And then with that, Ludwig, even your character begins to feel the lethargy come over you, but you know instantly that it's some kind of magic, and sleep magic does not work on elves, and
Yes,
that's when
indeed.
that is when you black out.
Nice.
See, that doesn't work. Like it.
So the next thing any of you recognize or are aware of is a rustling sound. And those of you that are asleep awaken, and the half-elf regains consciousness. And you're sitting in a wide path. It's about 10 feet wide. On either side of you is nothing but greenery. And the trail goes on forever in either direction. Looking up, you see tall hedgerows of the most vibrant green you've ever seen. Upon it are thorns and leaves, and they seem to glisten with that same kind of sheen the rain had. The thorns are wickedly barbed and 3 to 6 inches long. The hedgerow goes up and up, easily as tall as 2-3 men standing on top of each other's shoulders. But the most disturbing thing that you notice is waving in the air like serpents are these thick tendrils of vines covered with those thorns, but they almost remind you of tentacles as they adorn the top of these walls or these hedgerows and wave through the air. You can smell a sickly sweet smell, almost like the smell of vegetation rotting, faintly as you awaken, and there's also an earthy smell to it as well.
Do we see the sky?
Did we fall asleep outside? I don't recall us falling asleep here.
I'm
all for jokes, but who moved me in the middle of my sleep?
First, I checked for weapons and armor.
Is horse here?
The horse is not there. Everything else is.
Intern has taken vacation.
All your gear is right where you left it. If you had used any of the blankets or anything to sleep with, that is with you as well. The sky, there is a sky, and you do see a sky, but it just looks wrong. Instead of being blue, it is a sickly green color streaked through with a pinkness to it, almost like if you've ever seen blood watered down.
Okay, before I fell asleep, I didn't say so, but did I happen to take the saddlebags off of the horse?
It's up to you. I mean, if that's something you would have normally done as soon as bringing the horse in.
I don't think sleep with saddlebags.
Probably if we were going to sleep, and the reason I ask is because all my healer's kits and everything were in the saddlebags.
Now, I would absolutely say you would have done it. I mean, you guys are all playing 5th level characters, so you've been around the block a little bit. You're not exactly newbies, so
okay.
If you have a horse, you know how to maintain your horse.
Okay, so I've got my saddlebags with my gear in it. Okay.
Yes.
You better have strong back.
Well, fortunately, saddlebags aren't too bad to throw over your shoulder. But yeah, so for my DMing style, like as long as it's something reasonable your characters would have done, as players we don't think of everything, and we've never probably adventured, so. So what are you guys doing?
Shall we go?
There's ventilation for it. You see cords of wood stocked up. off to one side. It's round in appearance. Like I said, you could easily fit 10 to a dozen people in here. You also find there's blankets, there's jugs of water that are full, along with a pot that is next to it, clearly for boiling. And there's also dry rations. There's currently enough food in here probably to feed 6 people for about 3 days.
Well, someone's
Nice.
prepared.
But why do we have Panicked Horse inside the building?
So that we don't have Panicked Horse outside of building.
I do not want kicked by beast.
Intern is not going to kick you.
Guys, I'll kick him back.
If he bites you, are you going to bite him back?
No, I punch him indeed.
No.
Well,
So-
I guess I will
I will try
start
to
making the fire and boiling some water.
I will try to keep my horse on the other side of the room away from you.
Thank you.
So with that, there's a door that's on this dwelling, and actually there's a bar on it. So if you wanted to lock yourself in, you could.
Lock self in a room with strangers.
So well, anybody can remove the bar. So it's not. It's just a
Fair
wooden
enough.
bar that goes across. You find it relatively cozy in here. So
Even with the horse?
even with the horse only takes up the place of maybe 3-4 people. So you could still cram a couple more in here if you had to.
And the horse makes it warmer.
That's true.
It certainly will. Although there is no feed for the horse, so he's kind of stuck for now.
I've got some. Horse feed.
So, are you guys going with? You've been traveling together, or you just ran into each other on the road? Would you like to describe your characters?
Oh, well, my character, being an exile, is just now wandering through Faerun and is trying to experience a bit of everything. He likes to meet new people, new towns, new cultures, and the like. So he mostly goes on travel with caravans alone, but mostly with caravans and other people to meet them and make acquaintances. And that's how he ended up here.
My character, he's shortish, short cropped hair, corded muscle, but you can see that he's wearing clothes that are probably inappropriately cold. They're bright red with gold trim. They're a little bit billowier than he needs. Obviously, he's out there to get attention with his clothes and his performance. He has what seems to be a sword that's too thin at his side, and
Increases in volume until fat raindrops are bouncing off of you, pounding off of your cloak, seeping into your clothing. As soon as you get hit by this water, it just feels off and wrong. It feels oily to the touch wherever you have exposed flesh, and it offends you deeply. It gives you an unclean feeling, and immediately, more than likely, you begin wanting to get out of this. It begins to irritate your skin. Doesn't take long, and with that, the wind constantly is switching directions. At some points, it feels like it's blowing up. Sometimes it feels like it's blowing in all different directions. You'll hear a peal of thunder, and instead of hearing what you're used to, you hear cackling and laughter on the wind. You'll hear the cries of wild beasts and babies. The whole thing is a riot on your senses, and you find it very disturbing. When you look around on the road, you don't see any shelter, but what you do see are some wayfinder markings. Anyone who's done any traveling are familiar with these. Woodsmen, rangers, druids, they will set up little way stations where there's usually a place to get out of the weather and provisions. And you can either head for that or you can stay on the road.
I don't like getting my bright, colorful costumes wet. I'm going into immediately one of those wayfinder shelters.
I'm following.
I happen to have a riding horse. I don't guess there's a little stable on the side or anything, is there?
There is not.
We could eat it.
You're not
It's
eating
brute
my
force. Probably not good inside wayfinder.
So when you travel off the road, it doesn't take long at all. Within 15 minutes, you find which looks like to be a hill that has been hollowed out. With some difficulty, you might actually be able to get the horse in. There's enough room where easily 10 people could fit in here, so it would be cramped and uncomfortable and smelly, but you could bring the horse in if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I'll drop down and try to pull him in there. I figured this weather is freaking him out some.
It actually is, and it's actually much easier to get the horse through than you would have thought. And clearly, it is so disturbed by the weather that it is willing to pretty much go anywhere to get out of it.
Okay.
And not only that, as you guys got closer to this little dwelling, the rain on your skin as it would seep through your clothing actually burns your skin. It doesn't do damage, but it's slightly above an irritant at that point.
It's extremely unfortunate because I'm only wearing a kilt.
Yeah, so it does not feel good, but I'm sure you're a battle-hardened barbarian, and you're kind of able to shrug it off and try and ignore it, but it's still, you find it disturbing. Once you get inside here, there's a fire pit. Oh my God, it even worked. So well, maybe it worked. It says we're live anyway. Previously, we've had problems with it not actually going live, but it recorded. So I'm Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds, and today we're going to be gaming with some of our fans, and we're going to be running the Maze of Mandoon, and by we, I guess I mean me. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by, you guys want to just say your names and the character you're playing?
Fair enough. I guess I'll start. My name is Jason. My character's name is Hangout. He is a monk. He trained in how to fight, but he likes to perform. He likes to show off and necessarily make the best decisions in battle because he's more apt to show off.
Cool. Mike?
My name's Michael, playing Maliko, barbarian human. So far, I don't know what he's going to do.
Ludwig?
I'm Lodewijk from Belgium, and my character is called Eofel, a half Eladrin who dabbled in wizardry and who is also a warlock. And because the elves of Evermeet didn't like it, I was thrown out. So now I'm wandering the world of Faerun.
All right. Now, last but not least, my man Ty.
I'm Ty. I'm playing Wes Sperling, who is generally called Doc by most people who know them. He's a rogue. He's kind of a rogue. He's a slightly reskinned rogue and a fighter. He was a military surgeon, so a lot of his rogue skills were not from any rogue training. It's just he knows how to kill people real well because he knows lots of things about the body, so to speak.
Awesome. So we are going to be playing the Maze of Mandoon today, and it's actually printed out, and I hardly ever run anything with so much material to it. And the reason for that is you guys will actually be able to pick this up at nerdarchy.com at our RPG store. There's a link in the description below if anybody's interested. But with that, let's get started. So the four of you are all traveling. It can be together, it can be separate, it can be in groups. Does not matter. You know, you're on the road from or to a specific town. The coincidence, it just happens to be the same one. When you get caught in a thunderstorm, this is no normal thunderstorm, which becomes apparent right away. And you know, it's preceded with the changing of the sky. It darkens, it gets bright, it's become streaked through with rainbow-like colors. It goes from green to purple to blue, and then the wind begins to howl. And when I say howl, I mean literally. You hear voices upon it. You hear the sounds of wild beasts and creatures. And this all precedes the fall of the rain. And you know, at first it's just begins to drizzle, and then it